nursing from education. So which means that future generation of other people that want to study nursing, they will not be able to study nursing because the government does not want them to leave the country. Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So there was a news I found sometimes this week, and it's about the fact that the Nigerian government, or the arm of the Nigerian government that regulates the nurses or professional jobs in Nigeria, they have suspended activating Nigerian nurses pin. So which means that if you trained in Nigeria as a nurse and you have jackpot abroad, so normally before you take up your job as a nurse abroad, your regulatory nursing board in Nigeria will have to activate your pin. They have to certify that yes, you were trained, you were registered in Nigeria before you came abroad, and once you do that, an employer here in the UK will be able to employ you as a nurse, and then you go on to register with the NMC here in the UK. So now that organization or that governing body for nursing in Nigeria, they have now stopped activating Nigerian nurses pin in Nigeria, which means that it's affecting loads of nurses who are all over the world. So those who are currently working as nurses abroad now, whose pin are not yet to be renewed. So let's say they have a contract of 2 years and they've been working in the UK for a year, so they will still continue working. However, once their 2 years elapse, they will have to refer back to the governing body of nursing in Nigeria to reactivate their pin or to re-register their pin in order to continue working here in the UK. So if the nursing body back home in Nigeria did not do that, they will lose their job in the UK. And I believe you, there's so many nurses abroad, Australia, like Nigerian nurses who have jackpot, they are actually being impacted by this change. And you all remember there was a video I did last year or sometime last year where there was a post saying that before nurses before their nursing pin or their clearance could be given, they would have to have worked in Nigeria for about 6 months or and above before their pin, or before they could receive certification to say yes, they've worked, they've gained experience, and that they will have to either, if they're already working in Nigeria, they will either have to go and meet their manager or their director to give them that clearance to say okay, they've worked, they've learned, blah blah blah, and they can go ahead and travel. So in that video, I'm going to post it in the card somewhere. I did put in that card that in Nigeria, that people, especially schools, they are like SCX for grades. What if the director of the hospital a certain nurse is working is a male, and this male has been chasing her after that female nurse, and she's not relenting, and this director will now say, okay, Shebi, you want to go abroad, Abi, you have plans of going abroad. If I don't give you clearance, let's see how you're going to do if you don't, if your back doesn't rub ground with me. I did mention, I'm going to leave that link there. So now there's a post that says that Nursing and Midwifery Council in Nigeria says that verification services suspended in compliance with the directive of the House of the Representative of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So they are doing this because they want all nurses to go back to Nigeria. Yes, they are doing this because they want all nurses, all healthcare professionals, doctors, doctors, nurses, they all want them to come back to Nigeria. And now they've only just started with the nurses. Before you know it, they're going to start on the doctors, and before you know it, it's going to be on engineers. Because I was reading comments, and I'm sure I dropped a comment somewhere where I said, so someone said, I'm going to drop the comment here. The person said the best option is let the federal government remove nursing from education system. If you want to become a nurse and work abroad, go to that abroad and study. Nurses in Nigeria are trained for a cheap price compared to what it takes to get trained in those countries they are running to. We should be advocating for a better pay for them, not talking about letting them go. Like this person, I don't think they're thinking in their head. So this person is saying that remove nursing from education, so which means that future generation of other people that want to study nursing, they will not be able to study nursing because the government does not want them to leave the country. And here you're saying that we should advocate for better pay, but of what use is a nurse who goes to school for how many years only to be working to get 50,000 naira a month? That's like less than how much in pounds. But then if you're not paying them, they've spent all these years to go to uni to study to become a nurse, and then they've worked, job is not fulfilling for them, job is not jobbing for them, they're getting like peanuts for salary, and such nurse has an opportunity to leave, why do you not want to hold them? Why do they? I think this is going against humanitarian rights, okay? Because you have no right to hold anybody down. You've not paid for their fees. You've not paid for their well-being while they were studying in nursing school. So why should you have a right as a government to hold them down against their will for not being able to move elsewhere? So it's just like saying that because UK government have trained me as a nurse, because they've paid my fees as a nurse, that I can't go to US, that I can't go to Australia. No. There are so many nurses who were in my set as a nurse 2 years ago. None of them even took up a job here in the UK. Most of them went to Canada, most of them went to Spain, most of them went to Dubai. So because they're now living now, or because they're planning to leave, or because they're now in Dubai or Australia working now, and they now want to renew, and NMC are now saying, oh no, because you've left the UK, we will not renew for you, and then which means that they will lose their job. So that's practically what Nigerian government are doing, and it's not fair. So there's this person online, there's a Nigerian doctor who actually came out to say, you know what, this has to stop. Let me find his name. So it's known as our fav online doctor. I'm going to pop his handle here. So he said, I want to raise an alarm about a horrible injustice being carried out against Nigerian nurses. Many of them don't have the voice, the reach, or the platform for their pain to be heard or seen, so I will gladly do it for them. The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria is refusing indefinitely to verify licenses for any nurse who plans and wants to travel abroad. That's bullshit. They have no right whatsoever to hold anybody down, because like I said, the government has not paid for their school fees for all the years they've been at school. They've not paid for whatever it is they needed while they were in school. So why do the government think they can hold them down? Why? So now they're starting on nurses. Before we know, they're going to move to engineers. Before we know, they're going to move to doctors. And then all other professions. It's not only nurses and doctors that live in Nigeria. All other professionals are living in Nigeria as well. So let's keep reading. The license verification is a mandatory requirement for any nurse who trained in Nigeria to relocate abroad for work as a nurse. So the decision by the NMCN means any licensed nurse who is in Nigeria now cannot relocate abroad for work. So they can't move back. They can't move from Nigeria to UK, USA, Saudi, or anywhere else. That's witchcraft by Nigerian government. Number 2, any licensed nurse who trained in Nigeria but already abroad cannot live where they are for anywhere else. So for instance, somebody who is here from Nigeria and they want to go to America. So if they now leave their job here in the UK and decide to go to America, they will not be able to leave because their pain have not been verified in Nigeria, so they cannot go anywhere. They will be stuck here, and eventually they will lose their job here and they'll be able to progress. So in such case, such person will be forced to go back to Nigeria. So they can't move from UK. So that's an example. So they can't move from UK to USA, Canada, or anywhere. They are stuck where they are. This is a form of professional imprisonment and hostage, and it makes zero sense however you look at it exactly. Nigerian nurses are overworked, underpaid, overused, underappreciated, and unfulfilled with their work in Nigeria. This is why they want to leave Nigeria. Even though here in the UK, nurses are not fully paid. Do you know how many years that nurses have been fighting for pay rise? The professional in the UK that gets pay rise the most are teachers. Yes, teachers. They will strike if their will is not met. They will not go back. And before you know it, the government are increasing their pay rise every year. Nurses, I can't remember the last time nurses ever get a pay rise. So they've been discussing about pay rise for UK nurses for the past how many years now, and they've only just approved 5.5%. And that 5.5%, when they backdate it from April, UK government are still going to remove tax from it. So from here, at least the government are listening. But then compare Nigeria. Well, just like this doctor said, that they don't have the voice, they don't have the reach. So let me keep reading. So the answer to underpaid, overworked, and unfulfilled health workers is not to hold them hostage in a system and a country they no longer want to be in. We need to address the issues, pay them better, make more work more fulfilling, and build a country that professionals are happy to live in. Exactly. The government is full of lunatic retards. There is no other explanation beyond this. Otherwise, they should know that the only people who suffer this draconian decision by the NMCN is the patient and populace at hand. Exactly. If you're not paying nurses well and you expect them to keep working, some nurses will keep working, and then they will give care without empathy. They will give care as if they don't care. They will give you what they're not supposed to give you. They will treat you shabbily because they are not happy in the job. Stemming from being overworked, being underpaid, being underfulfilled. Okay, when you force nurses or any other profession or any other professionals to work against their wishes, what kind of care do you expect the patients will get? Exactly. Put the comment in the comment section. Do you want patients to be treated by nurses who have mentally logged out of the system, who no longer wish to be in the country, and who are being professionally held a hostage against their will? Like those kind of nurses will be the one to treat patients anyhow. If this is not clear madness from the NMCN, then please tell me how else you define and explain insanity. You know, this doctor went on and on. It's a long read. I'm going to leave it at some point in this video so that you can read it, okay? And like I said, don't get me wrong. Just like this doctor is saying in here, if you don't pay nurses well, if you don't appreciate them, if they are overworked, if they are unfulfilled, if they are not identified, what kind of care do you think they're going to give to patients who come into hospital? They will give unsafe care. It's just like this post said that what kind of care do you want a nurse who their mind is like, okay, I want to jackpot, and you are forcing them to remain in a job they don't want to do or in a country they don't want to stay? How do you think they will treat somebody who is sick in the hospital? How? Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Like I said, this is absolutely wrong, and people are already putting in claims to say it's already impacting them. So there's somebody who dropped a post. I'm going to put it here. It says that it's from Texas Board of. So this is somebody from the US who says that it's from a message from Texas Board of Nursing, and they said, until further notice, the Texas Board of Nursing has altered the application process for all Nigerian applications whose verification or licensure from the Nigerian NMC is missing or expired. The Nigerian NMC has notified us that they have stopped sending verifications indefinitely. Like, why? The Board of Nursing requires that Nigerian applicants have a current unexpired verification of licensure from Nigeria NMC on file in order to move forward with their application for licensure. So those nurses who are in the US right now, if they are going to renew again, because NMC Nigeria has stopped renewing their licenses, they won't be able to take any job. I'm going to leave that post so you can read. So that was from the Texas Board of Nursing. And there's somebody whose post I'm going to drop here who also posted saying that, thank you sister for the post. Could you believe a lot of nurses were asked to exit Saudi Arabia because our data flow could not verify us from NMCN? So these are people in Saudi Arabia who are looking to verify, but then because NMC in Nigeria has stopped verification, they are facing wahala. So this person said, I am one of them. I could not just stop crying. I migrated just last year. This one just got to Saudi Arabia last year. I will be returning home next month without no job at home. So this person is forced to have to return back to Nigeria with no job, and if she finds a job, underpaid job, overused like rainwater. So she continues to say, meaning I will be starting all over again, all because of NMCN verification. And then there's another message from somebody who's from a Newfoundland. I don't know if this is from the UK. Another person said, I'm going to drop it here. It says, we cannot log into your account to verify licensure. We understand that NMC Nigeria is not issuing verifications at present. We do require a verification of registration in order to assess your application. So we will hold your application until this process resumes and you are able to obtain your verification from NMC Nigeria. So people are losing jobs because NMC Nigeria, according to they are doing what the government wants, because they want all the professionals who have left Nigeria to jackpot that back to Nigeria. So the way of doing that now is that, okay, nurses who have already run from Nigeria, we will not renew your licenses, and when we don't renew your license, you will lose your job in the UK or wherever you find yourself, and you'll be forced to come back to Nigeria. That is pure wickedness. And then I'm going to address other comments that was under mine. So this person that said that they should remove whatever. So I replied and said that that comment to say, let me find the comment. I replied the comment saying that, will they remove medicine, engineering, and lots more amongst other courses? Like, it doesn't make sense. And that person saying that there are people in the UK they don't get trained. What do you mean? 3 years at university, 2,300 hours of free work where you don't get paid, no summer holiday for you, and you're saying that nurses here in the UK don't get paid, we don't get trained. And I was like, I replied saying that's a big fat lie. I trained in the UK and I will train over and over again in the UK. So somebody also said, if nurses are banned from finding greener pastures, then all government officials should be banned from seeking better healthcare outside of the country. And I agree. The government can't frustrate nurses here and leave them to pour their frustrations on those who can't afford abroad healthcare, then travel to get best treatment. Exactly. So they are all politicians are leaving Nigeria to come abroad for healthcare services. Why are they not using hospitals in Nigeria? Why are they not using services in Nigeria? Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section, because like I said, it is not fair. This is absolutely not fair. So people are losing their jobs here and they'll be forced to come back to Nigeria, only to come back to Nigeria with nothing for them. And also somebody has also said that there should be, like, people who are already here should go for maybe a postgraduate or a master's, but then the fees is very is expensive, and I've been trying to figure out in my head that what kind of course can they do, so which means that they won't have to depend on NMC Nigeria for them to progress with their course. But then the only thing will be if they go for either a PhD, or if they go for a master's or a PhD, or maybe do something different to nursing, but still in the health field. That way they won't have to keep going back to NMC Nigeria to verify their license. Like, guys, let me know what other avenue you think that nurses who are already here in the UK could go through, so that they won't be at the mercy of Nigerian government or NMC, because it's so disheartening. It's so disheartening. Somebody who went to uni for how many years, you did not pay their fees, you did not pay for their upkeep, and they were able to apply for a job to come abroad. They were able to do that. They've been working here, and now for them to renew their license, you don't want to renew their license, because the Nigerian government has a plan of bringing back all professionals who are abroad back to Nigeria. And how to do that is cutting their means of income here in the UK, which is absolutely wrong. And I wish, and I'm hoping that all these countries where these nurses are currently residing, I'm hoping that they'll be able to stand up for them and fight for them and say, no, they are our employer, they work for us, we are demanding that you renew their verification for them. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Do you think this is a right channel for the Nigerian government to bring professionals back to Nigeria, or could they just try and settle the issue back at home first, make jobs available, make salary, make the money you are paying them, make the money worth their time and their effort? If you are paying them peanuts and you want them to come back, they're not going to come back. If you are paying them peanuts already in Nigeria, why wouldn't they want to leave? Anyway, guys, this is the end of my video. Feel free to leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section in regards to what I've discussed here. Like, yeah, feel free to share your opinion. Anyway, guys, if you've watched my video till now and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you have not yet done so, turn your post notification so you don't miss any other post from me, share this video, and let me know if you're already a nurse abroad and you are being impacted by this NMC verification, and let's see if you can rub minds to figure out what other avenue you can access. And I hope to catch up with you in my next video. All right, bye.